Happy new week. Let's talk about the message for this week. Now, when I was shuffling on TikTok, these 4 cards flipped, so we only have 4 for this week. And let's talk about the message. There are a few in here, so you just see what resonates for you. Instantly, when I looked at these cards, I saw this and I saw change. So this can mean that recently or a few years back, we have a solid message of 5 and 10. So it can be 5 years, 10 years, anywhere in between the last 10 years. Something major occurred with you. Maybe you left your family, you went through a divorce, you lost someone that you loved, a relationship fell apart. I see something that happened here and you've been working through it. This 5 embodies change, when a time of confusion, when you felt left out in the cold, you felt unworthy, something occurred here. This is a painful card. It's the 3 of Swords. There's no way to get around that. The 5 of Pentacles can mean a few different things, but we have change there. A time of feeling alone, a time of feeling that your needs weren't being met. It's a card that embodies poverty consciousness. We'll talk about that. Now, I see a lot of 5s in this reading, and if you follow me, you know 5 signify change. Change is always beautiful. It can be scary, but it always brings you something amazing. The Wheel of Fortune is number 10. I break it down into 2 5s, and then we have another 5. So massive change occurred somewhere in your life, and you've been rebuilding, working through it. And your guides want to talk about it. This was something heavy and hard, and it caused massive change in your life, and you've just been trying to put things back together. It can even be an illness. It's just something pretty bad. But since it's next to the 10 of Cups, a lot of it leans around relationships, so let's just put it there. Please know your life is moving into a phenomenal direction. You've been doing everything right. The Wheel of Fortune card is a card about destiny or fate. You're changing, your beliefs are changing, everything about you is changing, and it can be scary, it can just be hard, but it's bringing you to your destiny, your true purpose here. Just a phenomenal card. Anytime this card comes out, though, it indicates massive change. Something beautiful comes in, but you've went through something for that. So there's a heavy message in here. And if you've been going through family issues, divorces, relationships that have fallen apart, you've had to walk away from a career, just really heavy stuff, know things are coming together, and the universe is really patting you on the back. The Wheel of Fortune, which I'm going to pull up again, is always about not resisting the change. As scary as it feels and it seems, you have to trust the universe. They have your back. Your guides have your back. They're putting things back together for you. So please know that. And for some reason, whoever this message resonates with, this came out right away, so someone needs to hear it. You're doing a phenomenal job and big things are coming in for you. And always remember, those hard things that hit us in life, they can take years to overcome. They really can. Now that's the heavy message. The weekly message with the Wheel of Fortune, you could get some money this week. Something big comes to you. It's a nice card. Now, for the week, and we're going to talk more about all these messages in a second, but I'm kind of steering away from the week. That's how I started off, and I don't want to do that. You have to be really careful with this. This is indicating poverty consciousness. You're going into this fear-based mental place where you're worried about money. You're seeing yourself on the street corner. You feel confused. You keep thinking about not having anything. Look at her. She's outside in the cold. She doesn't have shoes. She's looking down at the ground. She feels very, very awful about herself. This card represents a psychological process, and you have to be very careful. It's false. You need to become aware of not visiting this fear-based place, this place where you're worrying. You're thinking all of this, and you're going to pull this into your reality if you're not careful. So bring your awareness to this. If something's going on, don't keep going deeper into that hole by entertaining all these thoughts, because they're absolutely not true. Now, The Three of Swords for the week can mean you have interference. Someone's jealous of you. They're jealous of a relationship that you have. You're working through something that's been difficult. It could be an emotional week, so be aware of that. And then when we have it next to this Ten of Cups, this can signify starting fresh. Something has ended, you've worked things out, and you're starting fresh. You may be looking to make a major purchase, a home, new love if you're single. I keep saying that every week. Get yourself out there. This is a love card. Also a card, you have your back to the past. You're moving forward. I'm telling you, big things are coming in for you. And if you're single, get yourself out there. Every week almost, your guides put out a message about new love coming in, new relationships. Now this week, you may have to be the mediator. If you're having problems at work, in your family, be the mediator. Be the person that pulls people back together. Just go in with peace and love and just pull things back together. You don't want this negative energy. It's always really petty stuff in the end anyway, and it's not worth it. So be that person this week. Now, on another note with all of these messages, you may still be recovering from a time or an incident that really left you hanging. Someone let you down in a big way. Someone you thought you could trust, and you put your trust into this and they ended up leaving. And it can be a time of confusion, but your self-esteem was definitely affected by this. Be very aware of this. You're working yourself through it. Don't pull yourself so far away from people now, though, that you're not making contact anymore, because this is a solid message of not being alone too much. It gets easy when someone breaks our trust for us to go into ourselves and just get there and only depend on ourselves, but it can be dark and it can be depressing. Just realize everyone is not this way in this world, and you can always take care of yourself. But be mindful, because it's triggered everything with you, and you don't want to kind of sit in that dark space. Get yourself out there, do things. Now, in this reading too, the Wheel of Fortune is always a card around relationships. If you both accept each other for who you've turned into, maybe you went through this massive breakup. This could be romantic, family issues, a deep friendship, a deep bond that you had, and something fell apart. If you get to that place where you've both changed and you come back together, you have to accept each other for who you've both grown into. And if you do that and you get back together, you will move mountains as a couple. And I see it. There are going to be some reunions for some people where things get back together. They've worked something out. It is in the cards. Now be very mindful, because this was just a crazy message with these cards all coming out together. You have to learn to trust things. Change never feels good, but this card always embodies, especially with the 3 5s, a lot of changes have been going on with you, and you can't keep doing the same day over and over and over again and expect different results. Embrace the changes right now. Something beautiful is coming in for you. Be very mindful this week of your thoughts. Where are you going to? If someone let you down, that's not about you. That's that person. Don't internalize that. Don't put all your value in who you are into what that person did or thinks about you. Keep that in mind. It's a false card, but you don't want to keep visiting that place. Your money is fine. Please know that. You have more coming in, a big deal. A lot of healing is going on. You're kind of ending an era in your life. This isn't just the beginning of a life cycle and the ending of one. This is bigger. It's a bigger deal. A lot has occurred with you. And even if it's taken years for you to walk through this and just you're still healing, that's okay. You are moving into something beautiful. Don't mind this interference this week. We always have people that are jealous. It's just an unfortunate thing, but it is. Don't let that get to you. Cry if you need to cry. Talk to people if you need to talk to people. You may be just releasing some pain, or you may be going over some memories this week and it's just really painful, or something around what's happened to you and it's really heavy this week. Just a lot of emotions. Let yourself cry. You're moving into this beautiful new position. Have a beautiful week, everyone.